Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Memo African Motives are still working on mathematics N2. So in this case we shall have a continuation from the question paper which was written on November 2018, working on the second part now, which is part 2 of the question paper. So if you're new guys, you can consider subscribing so that you become part of the family, so that you won't miss any of the classes that we shall be having from Memo African Motives. So like I said, we are going to focus on the question paper from November 2018, which is a continuation from what we had. So that is now working on number 2. Remember, we managed to work with the first question. This part, if you still remember guys, we managed to work with the first question. That is question number 1. You can cross check. Okay, then number 2, we are given to factorize the following expressions. So take note guys, you are supposed to factorize the given expressions. So what are we given in this case? I'm going to write down the first part here, which is 2.11. We are given x squared y plus x squared minus 4xy minus 16. So we know that whenever we are given 4 terms, remember guys, here we've got 4 terms. If you have to count on the terms that we are given, there are 4. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 terms that you're given. And on a condition that you're working with 4 terms, you're going to group the terms. So how do you group the terms is very, very important. Okay, so I'm going to take these 2 terms by grouping. As you can see, there's something that is common between these 2 terms, x and y. So we can have x squared y minus 4xy like this, then which means we are left with these 2 terms here, which is plus x squared minus 16. Okay, this is what we are left with. Now if we are to group, we are to see that here we have got something that is common, so we're going to work with this part. I'm going to separate like that. So what is common in this case? All right, we have got x here, we have got x also, we have got y here, we have got y here, which means y is common. So I can factor out xy. So what am I going to obtain at the end? Okay, take note guys about this relationship that when you factor out, you're simply dividing like this. That's x squared y divide by xy like this. This part that you factor out is the one that you divide with. So as you can see, x squared and x here, we're going to be left with x. Y and y can cancel, which means we're just going to be left with x in this case. But you can just see this direct guys, as you can see. So this is going to be y minus xy, and xy can cancel, as you can see. So here I'm writing x instead of, guys, take note, this is x, not y there. I think someone saw this. Okay, and this one is going to be minus 4. Okay, plus, okay, here what do we have guys? What do we have here? X squared minus 16. That is a difference of 2 squares, remember, because we can write this x squared minus 16 like x to the exponent of 2 minus 4 to the exponent of 2 like this. So remember, the moment you can write this, it's going to be x plus 4 into x minus 4. All right, so this is what you're going to obtain from this part, which is x plus 4, x minus 4. All right, still I'm supposed to factor out again, because this part here is common. As you can see, we've got x minus 4, which is common here. So we are going to factor out x minus 4, which is the common bracket. So what is going to be left out if we factor out x minus 4? I want you to see something. We are going to be left out here. Outside, we are going to be left with x, y like this. Then here, we are going to be left with plus this bracket of x plus 4. So it's going to be plus the bracket of x plus 4. So you can just write it like x plus 4 like this. So as you can see, now on this bracket, there's nothing that is common. Here there's nothing that is common, so we can't factor out again. We are done at this stage, because we do not have a condition where something is common like what we had here, where we had x here and also x, we had y here and also we had y here. Those terms they were common, but in this case we do not have such a condition, so which means that is how we are going to just leave it like that. All right, so let's see another part that we are going to have, which was on 2.12. So this is 2.12. Another term was x minus 2y squared minus 16 over 49. Okay, take note guys about our question. That's x minus 2y squared minus 16 over 49. All right, so this case, there is no way. We have to at least apply our difference of two squares. So remember, from our difference of two squares, guys, okay, let me just put it this way. All right, so from our difference of two squares, remember I told you that if you can write your expression as a squared minus b squared like this, as long these two are squared, which means your answer can be a plus b into a minus b. Okay, so in this case, take note, this bracket is already squared, so which means we are supposed to write this 16 over 49 in terms of a square, just like a squared minus b squared. So 16 over 49, where are we going to obtain this from as a square? So 16, you just find the square. Since you want to find the square, you find the opposite, which is the square root of 16 over 49, which is going to be 4 over 7 to the exponent of 2. So which means 4 over 7 to the exponent of 2 is going to give us 16 over 49 in this case. So what are we going to do with this 4 over 7? We are now going to just write so that we don't confuse each other. Let's just rewrite this: x minus 2y squared minus 4 over 7 squared, like this. So as we can see, so here just substitute as it is, guys. Do not confuse, because this is your a, this is your b. So your a and this is your b. So you've got a plus b. So it's this part here, x minus 2y, that's our a, plus b. So we're going to add plus, this is our b, which is 4 over 7. So we're going to close this bracket, okay, into a minus b. So this is our a, guys, which is x minus 2y, like this, minus b, this is our b, which is 4 over 7. So that is what you're supposed to do. So you're applying difference of two squares. No matter the type of the expression that you're given, you have to apply the difference of two squares in a proper manner. That is the idea there. So that's, guys, what you were supposed to do on this question. Then another one, you're given factorize again from the following expression given. Factorize, take note, guys, fully factorize. This is the most important part there. Fully factorize each of the given expressions, each, which means we have to factorize each of them one. That is what we're given here, each of the given expressions. All right, so let's see what you're supposed to do in this case. How are we going to factorize these expressions that we are given? That is on 2.2. So the first one was x squared y, like this, minus xy squared. So that is the first expression that we're given actually here. So just like usual, guys, we just cross check what is common here. X is common, y is common, so we're going to take the smallest exponent, which is x smallest y. So you're going to factor out xy like this. So let's divide x squared y divided by xy. You're going to be left with x, okay? Then this time x and x will cancel, so you're going to be left with y because there are 2. So it's going to be x minus y, like this. All right, then we move on to another one, is 3x minus 3y. So you've got 3x minus 3y, like this. Okay, what is common here, guys? These are two terms. You can just take the common term, which is 3 is common, so you can factor out 3. That's x minus y, like this, if you factor out 3. Okay, then we've got the last term, which is expression, the last expression actually, which is x squared minus 2xy plus y squared, like this. All right, so what are you going to have in this case, guys? Remember what I told you, that whenever you are working on a condition that the first term here the coefficient of the first term is 1. You're just going to open two brackets. All right, so just write x and x here. So now we are going to focus on the last term. Since here we are given y squared, what are the terms that you're going to multiply to obtain y squared? So these terms, they should give you positive y squared when you multiply them, but when you add them, they are going to give you minus 2y. So you're going to be left with minus 2y. So definitely these are the numbers, guys. These are the terms, minus y and minus y. If I multiply these, I'm going to obtain plus y squared. If I add minus y plus, if I add these, I'm going to obtain was same like minus 1 plus minus 1. It's minus 2y. So this is the part that I want. So these are the two terms that you're talking about, which is minus y, and minus y. So it's going to be x minus y like that. All right. So that's what we are having, guys. We have factorized the terms like what we're given. So we are sure and we are guaranteed that we've got these 3 marks. Now give the highest common factor, which is the HCF of the 3 expressions. Take note, we need the HCF of the 3 expressions, which means talking of these 3 expressions, what is your highest common factor? Remember, the highest common factor should be common throughout. This is a factor that is common throughout the given expressions. Okay, so this is going to be, this was 2.21. all right, then we are going to 2.22. So that's 2.22. So the highest common factor, which is our HCF in this case, is going to be, let's cross check, guys, what is common here. All right, these terms, they are not common because we do not have xy throughout the brackets, but we have got this bracket of x minus y, x minus y, x minus y. It's common throughout. So that is your highest common factor. The highest common factor should be common throughout. Okay, so you're going to take x minus y. So you can put it in a bracket or you can just leave it like that. Okay, then the other part is give the lowest common multiple of the 3 expressions, just like the previous part. Okay, so the LCM, this time the LCM, you take all the terms which are present, all the terms which are present, that is your LCM, all the terms which are present, which are given. All right, so let's start with the number 3. You're going to take 3. Okay, take the numbers which are the terms which are outside the bracket. We have got xy, so you take everything that is given, that's xy, like this. Okay, let's move on to the brackets. Yes, we have got this bracket here, this bracket, this, but as you can see, these brackets, there are many here, so you're going to take where these brackets are many, where these brackets are appearing many times, which is these 2. So it's going to be x minus y into x minus y, like this. So someone can write it as x minus y squared on this part. Yes, it's the one and the same thing. So that is your LCM. So LCM is supposed to be all the terms which are present. HCF, the highest common factor, is what is common. You take what is common. So take note, guys, you must correct that LCM. This is supposed to be taken also, because this the LCM, you take where you've got the highest exponent, so it's supposed to be 2 brackets. Okay, then the part that you're given in this case was to simplify now these fractions. So these are actually fractions that you're supposed to simplify the following expressions. So we know that the first thing, guys, is actually to factorize whenever it's possible the denominators. So we are given x over, okay, so this is x squared minus 5x plus 6. So x squared minus 5x plus 6. Let's just factorize this, guys. Okay, we need to factorize this. X squared minus 5x plus 6 plus 1 over x minus 2 plus 1 over x minus 3. Okay, so if we factorize x squared minus 5x minus 6, we're going to apply the same thing, because as you can see here, the highest exponent, the number that is affecting x is 1. So we're going to be left with x. Remember, just write our two brackets, we put x here and x. All right, so we're now back. This time we have a constant 6. So which two numbers are we talking about here, that when we can multiply you can obtain 6, but if you add the numbers you're going to obtain minus 5? Which of these two numbers? So as you can see, that's minus 3 and minus 2. If you multiply minus 3 and minus 2, that's positive 6. If you add minus 3 to minus 2, you're going to obtain minus 5. So these are the two numbers, the factors. So it's a trial and error question. You have to try until you obtain two numbers. Okay, so in this case you're going to obtain minus 3 minus 2 plus 1 over x minus 2 plus 1 over x minus 3. So definitely, guys, we need to find the LCM of the given denominators. So we have got three denominators in actual sense, 1, 2, 3 fractions that you are given. So what is going to be the LCM now of all these? Okay, so take note, we said LCM, you take everything. So if that is the case, that LCM you take everything, let's cross check. We've got x minus 3, it's also appearing here, so you're just going to take it once. You don't repeat it because it's on another term, x minus 2, x minus 2. So you don't repeat these terms unless they are found, like we have got, maybe if we are given x minus 3 also here, you're going to write it because it's on one term, not on a condition that is there on this term, is also there on the other term. Those type of expressions or terms, you don't repeat them, the brackets. Okay, so you're going to divide. Remember, when you divide, it's always the LCD, which is the LCM, divide by the denominator here. So if you divide this to the denominator, as you can see, these two will cancel because they are the same, so they will cancel each other. So you're going to be left with 1. So you multiply that 1 to x, so it's going to be 1 times x. Okay, plus you move on to this one, this LCD divide by the denominator here. As you can see, x minus 2 and x minus 2 will cancel, so you're going to be left with x minus 3, which is going to be multiplied to 1. So it's going to be 1 times x minus 3. Plus, you move on, you divide again, your LCD divide by the denominator here. So as you can see, x minus 3 and x minus 3 will cancel each other. So which means you're going to be left with x minus 2, which is going to multiply the numerator there, which is 1. So it's 1 times x minus 2. So this is what you're going to have. All right, so now I can simplify further, because 1 times x is simply x, 1 times x is simply x, 1 times minus 3, that's minus 3, 1 times x, that's x, 1 times minus 2, that's minus 2, everything over x minus 3, x minus 2, like this. So you don't cancel anything here, just add the x. This is 1x, 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 so it's 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3. So you're going to obtain 3x, okay, minus 3 minus 2, which is minus 5. So it's going to be minus 5. So it's 3x minus 5 over the denominator, the LCD, which is x minus 3, x minus 2. So this is what you're going to have at the end. So as you can see, these cannot cancel. These ones cannot cancel at all. There is no part that you can actually cancel or anything that you can do. So take note, guys, when you are dividing, this is actually the procedure that you're supposed to take. So I want you to correct there, because there is no condition or a number that is going to be divided or a number that is going to multiply anything, because here it's 1 and it's 1. So here you're going to multiply by 1, here you're going to multiply by 1. So if you cross check there, if actually you are using this question paper from from the memo that you're given there, you'll find out that on x minus 2 on this part here, they multiplied by 3, which is actually wrong because we do not have a 3 here. So that is wrong, guys. Okay, so I want you to correct that part so that you do not work with something that is wrong there. So that is how you simplify these typical questions. If here we are given a number which is 3 here, therefore you are going to multiply by 3, but we do not have a 3, we are given a 1. So you multiply by a 1, just like what you did here, just like what you did here. All right, I hope someone understands what I'm saying there, but that is the idea or the concept of the question. So I want us to correct that part. All right, so on 2.3 we move on to another part, which is on 2.32, which is to simplify again. Okay, so I'm going to write down that expression again. Let's see what we're supposed to do. So I'm just gonna write in a simplified manner. This is 2.32. All right, we are given x to the exponent of 3 minus x squared minus 1 multiply by x squared plus x minus 2 over x to the exponent of 4. So we know that when you are multiplying, there's nothing that you're going to do, but on division you have to introduce multiplication. Okay, you are dividing, so you're going to introduce multiplication. The moment you introduce multiplication, you are going to interchange these, you're going to invert. So it's going to be x to the exponent of 2 over this now, which is now your denominator, which is x to the exponent of 2 plus 4x plus 4, like this. All right, so that's what you're going to have, guys. So let's try and work out these questions. What are you going to do? Factorize whenever it's possible. So you have to factorize wherever is possible. Is it the spelling for ever, guys? Is possible, or there is no grammar like this? I don't know, but you understand what I'm trying to say. So you have to factorize, guys. Okay, and cancel if possible. Again, you can cancel at the same time you're factorizing, so I don't know what you're going to do first. Okay, let's just factorize and avoid canceling. Okay, so this is difference of 2 squares, both this is same as what? 1 squared. So it can be x plus 1, x minus 1. 1 squared is same as 1, guys. Remember, 1 times 1 is 1. So that's what you're going to have, plus multiply by, sorry, this is the same condition just like what we had. The coefficient of x squared here is a 1, so you shall have 2 brackets. Okay, so x to the exponent of 4, so you shall have 2 brackets here with x and x. So we are going to focus with this term, which is minus 2. So what are the factors of minus 2 that when you multiply them, when you add these factors of minus 2, they are going to give us a positive 1, because as you can cross check there, it's a positive x, not minus. We are actually given a positive here. So which 2 terms are we talking about there, which are going to give us a positive x? Okay, let's just try and simplify this. We've got minus 2, so we can try minus 2 and 1. It can't give us. What about 2 and minus 1? Yes, this one can give us, because if you multiply, you obtain minus 2. If you add these 2 numbers, you obtain 1, which is same as 1x. That's a positive now. So you've got 2 and minus 1. So that's plus 2 minus 1. Okay, times x to the exponent of 2 over, okay, we do the same here. Still, we've got the coefficient of x squared here, which is 1. So we're going to put x and x here. So what are the factors of 4? You need factors of 4 that you're going to add to obtain 4. So this is 2 and 2. So this one is direct, guys, 2 and 2. So that is what you're going to do. Now cancel. But the idea of cancelling should be numerator versus the denominator, guys. Take note. Okay, so let's cancel whatever is possible. That's x plus 1 here. Is that so? I'm doing it wrong. I need x minus 1 and x minus 1, not x plus 1. I don't know where I'm getting this. So this one is still there, guys. This one is still there. Don't mind this. Okay, x plus 2, x plus 2. All right, then how many x here? X to the exponent of 3 is 1. Here we are going to be left with 1x. But here we've got x squared, so this x is 1. Into these 2, we are going to be left with x. So on top, we are going to be left with x. Take note, we said this bracket, guys, is still there. It didn't cancel this one. Take note, I wanted to cancel this one with this one. All right, so this one is still there. Okay, so on top, we are going to be left with x. As you can see, it's 1 times x, which is x over, that's this bracket here of x plus 1 and x plus 2. So it's going to be x plus 1 and x plus 2. That's x plus 2 like this. All right, so that is what you're going to have at the end. So as you can see, we can't cancel this x and x inside the bracket. No, it's not applicable. It's not proper. You can't do that. Okay, so as you can see, guys, these are actually typical questions on how they ask these questions. So I want you to be correcting wherever you are having errors there, because as you'll be using the memo there, you'll be finding out that there are some questions which are not corresponding with this part. I think I indicated 1 or 2 of them. I indicated that question, and that here there a 3 instead of a 1. Then also that part which you did the LCM. Okay, on the LCM there, you need to correct that part. The LCM is supposed to be, and there are supposed to be 2 brackets. Okay, so that's it, guys, from Mason African Motives, working on question papers and revisions till we meet again.